The protagonist was puzzled by the situation, as he was skilled at showcasing his abilities. He advised them against using physical strength to obtain things. The woman was furious and instructed the man beside her to physically harm the main character. The individual quickly approached Chan with the intention of attacking. In the back of her mind, she giggled to herself, thinking that dealing with this kind of person is difficult with mother's human-pet arrangement. The woman recalled how someone informed the sect master, elders, and subordinates that he had discovered someone in Myo Yinfang who could translate their dream spider. As a result, it will have an influence on their sect's main cause. The pink-headed woman recalls one of the elders informing her that she meticulously developed these human pets such that they cannot cast spells, their bodies are exceptionally strong, and they all have the early stages physical battle ability. She resolved to lend him one tomorrow and sent the pink-headed woman to catch the person the sect desires. The pink-headed woman quickly bowed and consented. End of the flashback. The lady firmly told herself that she couldn't lose now. That she was favored and ridden by face. She assumed the main character had been defeated. After the dust settled, the formidable opponent lay defeated. Chan stood with a hammer in hand, revealing how he had emerged victorious. While impressed by the opponent's strength, Chan couldn't help but feel let down by their lack of experience. His dogs applauded for him. The protagonist smiled darkly as he inquired what it meant to leave this land. The pink-haired girl was astounded by this person's incredible and unstoppable combat abilities. She used her eye skill to attack the protagonist. Chan realized she still wanted to fight. He joyously released his strength as lightning flared in his hand. Surprisingly, the woman did not attack as anticipated. Instead, she knelt on the ground. She pleads with the hero to spare her life. She presented him with an unexpected gift, leaving the main character in disbelief. Chan opted to accept the gift but found the customs in the Tianyuan continent to be quite peculiar. The woman tossed the small bag to him, and within it, 2 eyes shimmered. Out of nowhere, the spider lunged at his hand, causing Chan to recoil in agony. Seizing the opportunity, the woman ran off, yelling that he had been poisoned by the dream spider. If he desired the antidote, he had to accompany her, and she chuckled before running off. Chan let out a string of insults. The system appeared with a cheerful expression, hoping Chan would pray to his system queen for forgiveness. If he could accomplish this, she would dedicate her energy to healing his troubled soul. Chan was not making eye contact as he was concentrating on his hand. Chan retrieved his healing potion and explained how he was working on enhancing his advanced medical abilities. He attempted to improve the universal detoxifying pill initially, but it was unsuccessful. He was overjoyed that his medication worked. The green aura emerged in his palm and cured it. The system screamed in grief, and she regretted allowing him to advance his medical abilities to the divine level in the first place. He asked his dog, Xiao Bai barked, if he could locate that lady, which he did with ease. Chan took the bark as a yes. With the spider as evidence, he determined the lady must be linked to the person who injured Xiao Bai. Lu Linglong and Lu Yuan were detained because they knew about the devotion of this sect. Lu Yuan made threats against this woman. She chuckled in annoyance, pointing out that her position in the Lu family was also thanks to the Miqing sect. Lu Yuan was surprised to realize that she was referring to Xiao Bai, who had been under control previously. She didn't even feel embarrassed to admit it. Lu Yuan was taken aback by the audacity of this woman. Out of the blue, a servant appeared and informed the woman that a message had arrived from Miss May. The woman took the letter from the servant and glanced at it. Upon reading the message, she felt let down. She discarded the letter and instructed the servant to find May right away. Regarding these 2 wastes, they should be sent to the alchemy room to create human elixirs. The servant humbly bowed before proceeding with the assigned task. At the study room on the roof of Yaku auction house, the mother chastised her Hushley for lying. She wondered what the heck she was thinking. May attempted to make excuses for what occurred. The mother was angry, hurling a book at May, yelling at her to stop calling her mother. Mei sadly reported that when a human favor failed, she thought perhaps only Elder Lu could handle the situation. She considered attracting him to Yaku auction house. The mother hit her daughter because he was angry that she was going to murder him at the auction house. She wondered whether she realized how much work she spent into maintaining Yaku auction house's immaculate image. The mother strangled her, and Mei struggled to breathe. She furiously reminded her that the aim of their cult is to maintain a low profile, constantly hiding in the shadows and exercising control. Just in the nick of time, a knock on the door interrupted Mei's potential demise, as someone called out for the master. The guy who knocked on the door questioned what they should do with Lu Linglong and her brother, Lu Yuan. The master let go of her daughter's neck and instructed the disciple to bring them to Dizzy Pavilion alone so that they could conduct things neatly without being noticed. She then told Mei to identify 2 people with comparable figures in their Lu family class and pretend to be them. Mei and the disciple respectfully bowed before carrying out their instructions. The master gazed at her hand, pleased that she had discovered a technique to eliminate the dream spider, which would undoubtedly increase her position in the sect. She was determined to beat this person. Chan was at the Yaku auction house's garden outside the wall. He looked for the back door but couldn't locate it. Xiaobai informed his master that the person sent obviously entered via the front entrance. He asked, "How did they get around here?" Chan gently touched Xiaobai's head and mentioned that her presence at the Yaku auction house was more significant than it seemed. He concluded that this might be their hideout, or that there could be a way for her to flee. He inquired if Xiaobai understood. Xiaobai let out a bark of understanding. If you're wondering how Xiaobai is able to speak with Chan, it's because since Xiaobai formed the link of sound transmission into secrets with Chan has been able to maintain a delicate connection with it and converse via hidden words. Chan and his pet quietly entered the auction house's spacious backyard. While they were wandering about, they were nearly caught by 2 disciples who were conversing about something meaningless that no one cared about. The fox woman was perplexed, and she wondered why the master hadn't revealed his name immediately, as she believed that if those people found out, they would undoubtedly submit to him, and everything would be good. Xiaobai explained with great enthusiasm that their master simply enjoys this, revealing his identity to intimidate others. Upon realizing the disciples were no longer present, he collapsed in relief, having been terrified that he would be caught. All of a sudden, the ground beneath him shifted. Chan swiftly moved back in alarm and bewilderment. He chose to walk down the steps since he knew there was something strange in this yard. Chan was surprised to see Lu Yuan and his sister at the bottom of the stairs, arguing with one another. Chan questioned both siblings, asking why they were here. Lu Yuan was overjoyed that his boss was there. He requested him to assist, as he revealed that he and his sister came to exact vengeance on the Miqing sect, but they were defeated. Lu Yuan's sister quieted her brother, fully aware of the potential danger in the area. She recommended that Chan use magic to break the formation from the outside so they can escape. Chan immediately used his magical abilities to dismantle the formation. Oddly, Lu Linglong was unaffected by the lightning and actually felt refreshed by it, while her brother experienced intense pain and screamed in agony. Chan successfully dismantled the formation. Once they escaped, Lu Yuan noticed something odd. He questioned why Lu Linglong wasn't being struck by lightning. Lu Yuan's sister reprimanded him for bringing up such nonsense. Chan intervened, urging them to save the discussion for later. Time was of the essence, as leaving would become challenging if someone arrived. But before they could go, the master herself stopped them and asked why they were all in such a rush. Lu Linglong leaped into action, ready to defend herself and create a chance for Chan and her brother to escape. Lu Yuan felt concerned about her sister. The woman's dark purple aura emerged as she smirked, convinced that Lu Linglong was naive. She proceeded to attack Lu Linglong with her energy. Lu Linglong was unable to defend against the attack and soon felt drowsy, eventually collapsing to the ground. The lady established an agreement with Chan, urging him to work with the slave family. Lu Yuan allowed his anger to overwhelm him, and he unleashed his energy as he prepared to strike the woman with his abilities. The woman used the same technique as before, causing Lu Yuan to also fall down. Chan had had enough, and used his technique, Raging Flames X Frost, to strike the woman. However, she managed to dodge the attack. As she dodged, she was surprised to realize that Chan had already reached the middle stage of the heaven-defying level. She considered that perhaps with his capabilities, there might be an opportunity to achieve it. All of a sudden, the woman hurled an object towards Chan. Upon picking up those items, he was surprised to discover that the earrings belonged to Xiao Wu and Qin Yin. Chan was enraged and shouted at her. The master gently warned him, saying that if he didn't comply with the slave family. Before she could continue speaking, Chan interrupted her angrily, insisting that if there was a missing hair on them, he is determined to battle her until the end, even if it costs him his life. The master was scared of Chan, but she persisted in making a bargain with him, informing him that if he performed 4 things for the slave family would release them and the Lu family. She proceeded to warn him once more, stating that if he disrupted the arrangement of the slave family, the Lu family, and the 2 beauties would face consequences. Chan sternly warned her about the consequences of lying. In front of Wanda Cave, Chan already knew that this was the 10,000 Poison Cave, which is very bleak. The master already knows that Mr. Chen is a medical expert who can not only break the dream spider's method but also cleanse its poison. So she took advantage of this by asking Mr. Chen went to the 10,000 Poison Cave and assisted the slave family in retrieving hundreds of dream spider eggs. Chan assured himself that he would absolutely make her pay for it later. As Chan entered Wanda Cave, 2 ninjas were observing him, and one of them was about to report to the elder that Chen had entered the 10,000 Poison Cave. Inside the 10,000 Poison Cave, the system was surprised to see how many bright, poisonous weebs could thrive in such a dark cave. She believed that if they disregarded the bugs, this sight would be rather attractive. Chan didn't care. So he asked the system whether the people who were following him were still there. The system claimed that one of them returned to convey the news, while the others remained outside. The system was irritated that her host was bothering her with such a minor issue. Chan decided to use his abilities by scanning the world map to locate another route out of the 10,000 Poison Cave. When he finished scanning, he discovered that the landscape had been thoroughly examined. Thus, they would have to escape from the bottom of 10,000 Poison Cave. Along the journey, there were terrifying monsters with poison that could kill anybody who fought them, and each task was more tough than the last, but Chan overcame them all. Once he finished battling, he felt a bit tired and pondered why. The number of monsters seemed to be increasing. Something caught Chan's eye at that same second. He came to the realization that the dream spider's spiderness had been here all along. Chan was amazed at how simple it was to get the eggs. Now that he's located the dream spider's nest, he'll grab everything without hesitation. As the monster lunged towards Chan, its deafening roar filled the air. But before the creature could assault him, Chan used his ice technique since this was a piece of cake for him. A gigantic dream spider attacked Chan just as he began to gather the dream spider eggs. Chan was shocked to see the monks who broke into 10,000 Poison Cave before. The zombified monks began to accumulate dark red energy in their palms. The zombified monks unleashed their crimson dark energy, causing Chan to feel alarmed. He swiftly regained his composure and deflected the attack using his keen technique. Worried about his pets, he instructed them to swiftly find shelter in the corner. While the pets ran away, the fox woman wondered why they didn't aid Chan instead of hiding. She was convinced that those men were no match for them. Meanwhile, in the background, Chan expressed his anger loudly, declaring that the Miqing sect deserves to disappear. Xiaobai informed her that he didn't know anything since the master had his own plans. Just be obedient like a puppy, he advised. The fox woman stated that he seemed to be playing more reluctantly now. She wondered whether his strength had been compromised as a result of his ascent. Xiaobai defended his master, telling her that she arrived too late and did not understand their master at all. Xiao Bai misinterpreted what was going on, and he informed the fox lady that Chan seemed to have read her thoughts, and the master had entirely seen through her. The fox woman didn't understand what he was saying. Xiao Bai remarked that the master's actions are clearly providing them an opportunity to show off. Chan was facing a challenging situation as he tried to overcome numerous zombified monks. The fox lady inquired about their next steps, to which Xiao Bai suggested joining the war as both of them had an aura enveloping their bodies. Xiao Bai had a transformation into his full form, and Chan was taken aback by the appearance of his transformation. After the fox woman had a conversation with Chan, Chan was taken aback by the fact that the fox lady was able to converse with him. He generated electricity on his palm. He struck the spider on its head, causing the dream spider to squeak in pain. After defeating the zombified monks and the dream spider, Chan examined the deceased monks and discovered that the dream spider had control over their bodies. Xiao Bai eyed those dream spider eggs as if they were a tasty treat. Chan retrieved the eggs, but he was still surprised since he had not expected his dog to grow so strong since arriving on the Tianyuan continent. He didn't expect the small fox to be so strong and be able to convey sounds and morph. He said, "Why didn't she show it earlier?" She claimed that she had been hurt previously. Chan collected 100 dream spider eggs, hoping that they would be enough to trade Xiaowu and Xinin back first. All of a sudden, Chan spotted a green saliva near him, almost touching him. He turned around to investigate, and was surprised to find another large spider. Chan immediately instructed his pets to get ready for battle. An assault was launched by the spider in the direction of Chan and his pets. However, the pets interfered and deflected the onslaught with their own skills. The spider skillfully avoided the fox lady's strike, prompting Chan to notice its fear of fire. Chan utilized his remarkable speed to position himself above the spider. He used his golden energy to attack the dreaming spider and destroy it instantly. Chan used his fire talent to burn the spider, as well as several little spiders and the remaining eggs. One of the ninjas informed their master that the situation in the 10,000 poison cave had changed. The elder chuckled, finding Chan's behavior childish. However, it didn't concern her what Chan was planning, as she was confident he couldn't escape her grasp. While Chan was walking with his pets, someone was selling tea, but there was something strange as there was nobody there except for Chan, and he remembered that when he came here, there was no such tea stall on the roadside. While Chan continued by, the man stopped him and told him that his boss had invited him inside the shed. Chan was upset with this guy, informing him that he didn't know his boss and he was nervous to meet someone he didn't know. Before he could go, he paused when he heard the young man say he burned the 10,000 poison cave, and he has no idea that the dream spider and beauty are both gentle and familiar. Consumed in rage, Chan seized the man's shirt. "It would be wise to see the boss," the man said, pointing to the shed. Chan walked inside the shed, and the master asked whether he had fun in the 10,000 poison cave. The woman urged Chan to sit down and drink tea. Chan preferred to quickly finish things rather than sit down for tea. He promised to provide her with the dream spider eggs. The master informed Chan that he had burned the dream spider in the 10,000 poison cave, greatly surprising the slave family. She nonchalantly warned him that she might accidentally harm those two beauties. Chan was enraged. He questioned if she was threatening him. Her response was that to demonstrate her commitment to collaboration, she arranged for the Lu family siblings to be sent to Miao Yinfang. The new family can rest assured about the dream spider matter. She made it clear that if Chan repeats his actions from the 10,000 cave, there will be consequences. As he clenched his teeth in rage, he threatened her, assuring her that he would absolutely murder her if Xiao Wu and the others were wounded in any way, shape, or form. The expert advised Chan to either work with the slave family to secure a position in the Miqing sect or to oppose them. The decision of whether him and his loved one will face consequences together is in his hands. The woman gave Chan a mocking smile and hinted that he might murder the slave family at this very moment if he so desired. She glanced at him with a mocking expression. Chan chose to go back to Miao Yinfang first with his pets. The idea that a lady would wish to take the spring sword and pen belonging to the city lord was shocking to Lu Linglong. Lu Yuan was also concerned about the letter from the woman, who mentioned that Yaku Auction House would be hosting a special auction and inviting the city owner to attend in person today and tomorrow. Lu Linglong exclaimed that the city lord's name was Fang Tangren. He seemed to be a lovely young guy, but in reality, he was licentious, vicious, and ruthless. His strength is remarkably high, rumored to be equivalent to the power of at least 4 heaven-defying realms. His enemies were never alive, let alone intact bodies. Lu Yuan stated that the individual may not be Senior Chen's opponent. He also said that the old witch who knocked her down in one motion did not dare to face the senior's attack. Chan was able to silence Lu Linglong and Lu Yuan before they got into an argument. He began to whisper, telling them it doesn't matter how the city lord acts or how strong he is. He will not have to deal with these issues as long as he saves Xiao Wu and the others tonight while it is still dark. He was whispering because he sensed someone was listening in on their conversation, and he explained to the siblings that the Miqing sect has many eyes and ears. Therefore, all of them must deal with them. Lu Linglong understood Chan's intention and purposefully shouted loudly, encouraging him not to worry as a benefactor. Their siblings will handle the situation of slipping into the city lord's mansion. There was indeed someone eavesdropping on their conversation, and Chan reassured Miss Lu that even if he is captured in the city lord's mansion, he will not involve the Lu family. The servant who was eavesdropping believed that the elder's plan had worked. He returned and shared the information. Chan prepared himself, knowing that time was running out and that he would have to depart. He bit the siblings and said goodbye. They bid him goodbye as well. After Chan left, Lu Linglong instructed her waiter to get his Lu family's carriage, because she intended to see the lord of the city. While going away, she prayed that all would go well. In the Yaku auction house's atrium corridor, Mei questioned her mother why she still allowed Chan to take that object. The mother said that if he successfully takes the spring and autumn sword and pen, he would be able to join the Miqing sect. If he betrayed the Miqing sect, he would be left to face Fang Tangren's fury alone. Mei wondered what if he failed. The mother said that if he is slain, it will have nothing to do with the Miqing sect. Mei complimented her mother, who had a gentle smile on her face, and cautioned her not to appear too affectionate in public. She instructed her to have his team stay alert tonight to stop Chan from climbing the wall and rescuing others. Mei promptly complied. The lady wished that Chan would not disappoint her in any way. On Main Avenue outside Miao Yinfang, per Lu Rushi's plan, Chen Fan will use the Lu family's carriage as a disguise to make his way to the city lord's palace. Lu Yuan wore Chen's clothing, and he was debating with her about using magic to change his look. Lu Linglong protested back, saying he was concerned about this while already in the automobile. Lu Linglong exclaimed in frustration, instructing him to cease his complaining. Please have a seat and rest your head on my lap, she gently suggested. With a graceful gesture, Lu Linglong pushed open the carriage window. The villager who passed by assumed Chen had followed the elder's plan. Lu Yuan asked his sister whether this idea would really work. Lu Linglong soothed her brother, telling her not to worry and that he simply needed to remain down. Logically speaking, it should be beneficial. However, Lu Linglong was unsure how long this might be postponed. A half hour later, in front of the city lord's mansion. Before Lu Linglong could enter, she was stopped by a guard who asked who she was and why she was there. Lu Yuan was gazing at this from the carriage, and Lu Linglong bowed and identified herself as the younger daughter, the current head of the Lu family. Lu Linglong requested to visit the lord of the city. The guard remained strong in his decision, explaining that the city lord had things to do and was not at the house. Please return another day, he replied. Lu Linglong spotted the guard observing Lu Yuan in his Chan disguise, and she quickly understood that the initial phase of the plan had been successful. The guard found Lu Yuan's disguise suspicious and understood that the situation had changed, prompting the need to report to Elder Lu quickly. Lu Yuan grew concerned as he observed there was clearly something wrong with the guard right now. He questioned what they should do. Lu Linglong was aware of this as well, and she told her brother that they must not allow the carriage to fail to reach the city lord's mansion. Otherwise, the secret will be exposed. She only hopes Chan can rescue his wives in time. In the underground slave cell, Mei has ordered several minions to accompany her. Mei stood in front of the prison slave. This time, she brought a human pet and the forbidden incense. She vowed that if the boy dared to show up, she would make him kneel down and lick her boots. Inside the jail, Xiaoying was concerned that they would get Mr. Qin in trouble this time. Xiaowu soothed her, saying that Xiaofan would certainly find a way to save them. When Mei heard what they said, she chuckled and added that if that guy Chan Fan behaved better, he may reunite with them tonight. An announcement was made congratulating Dr. Li from Six Senses Hall for purchasing the Catwoman from the Netherworld for 500,000 renminbi. Mei chuckled as she mentioned her mother was hosting tonight's auction, where various slaves would be presented on stage for attendees to select from. She informed Xiaowu that this could potentially be her last destination. Xiaowu clenched her teeth in anger at her words. Mockingly, Mei assured her that they would find a suitable owner for her. Xiaowu yelled at this bitch. She ensures that Xiaofan will not let her go. Chan was going towards the underground slave cell to save his wives. He realized he had already lost a lot of time, and he was concerned that the Lu family siblings had been exposed. Xiao Bai informed his master that he had heard Sister Xiaowu's voice and escorted him to Xiaowu's location. During his journey, Chan encountered the minions and immediately unleashed his lightning attack on them. Chan arrived at the underground slave cell and pushed the door open, causing one of the defeated minions to fall. Mei was already aware that he would be present. Mei harnessed the power of the forbidden incense, and Chan was taken aback to see her there. However, he swiftly regained his composure and attacked her. Mei lost the forbidden incense she was carrying. He used his ice technique to freeze the minions. Mei was frozen in shock, pondering how this could be possible, as she knew that in the midst of the forbidden incense, no one could harness spiritual power to cast spells. Once Chan finished defeating the minions, he headed straight to the cells where Xiaowu and Xiaoyin were. He proceeded to open the cell door, and Xiaowu and Xiaoyin were delighted to see him. Suddenly, a more robust cage materialized, enclosing all of them inside its confines. When Chan and his wife saw this, they were taken aback. With the cage being raised, Xiaowu pondered the subject of what they needed to do at this moment. The Elder Lu announced the rare appearance of a newly ascended being from the lower world, unseen for thousands of years. Please bear witness. Emerging from the lower world was a female human cultivator. Chan broke out of the cell and immediately attacked Lu Rushi with the intention of killing her. Lu Rushi chose not to confront Chan directly, and instead pretended to be a vulnerable woman in the hope that someone else would take care of Chan. She cried out for City Lord's assistance. The City Lord blocked Chan's attack. The City Lord appeared, questioning the person who had acted arrogantly under his rule. Lu Rushi was still acting pitiful. She lied, telling the City Lord that this guy claimed to be from the Miqing sect and threatened her to hand over the ascended person before. And she acted like she don't know what the conspiracy was. She cautioned him to be careful. Fong Tangren fell for her deception. With a gesture, a vibrant energy wave surged from his hand. Chan swiftly moved with both his wives to avoid the attack. The City Lord offered a deal to Chan, mentioning that he is showing great kindness today. If Chan returns the two women who came from the lower realm, he will reward him. Otherwise, there will be consequences. Chan refused, calling him delusional. Xiaowu asked her husband to let her handle the situation, assuring him that she would find a solution. Chan agreed to lower her, and advised her to be cautious. The city lord considered that he couldn't bring himself to harm these two exceptional women personally. He instructed Chan to stop wasting time and hand them over. Those two promptly. Xiaowu presented her token to the city lord, informing him that she was the secret envoy of King Yunyu. The city lord was surprised by the token. It was clear to him that the aura surrounding this token belonged to King Yunyu. He came to understand that if this messenger dies in his city, he will be killed directly by King Yunyu. Xiaowu then detailed that she had been tasked with looking into the Miqing sect conspiracy. Lu Rushi is believed to be a member of the Miqing sect. She inquired why he wasn't hanging her up quickly. The lord of the city, Fang Tangren, carried out her instructions. Fang Tangren glared at Lu Rushi, realizing he would have to eliminate her to appease the messenger girl. The master calmly addressed the city's leader, questioning whether he truly intended to follow instructions from that woman. Fang Tangren began to understand the cunning nature of her words, leading him into a game that almost resulted in harm to the envoy. He promised to demonstrate his loyalty by confronting her today. Fang Tangren used his abilities to attack her. She successfully defended against the attack with her aura, a dark smile forming on her face as she acknowledged the need to utilize her mind mirror. At that moment, everyone were transported to a different realm, where Lu Rushi greeted them in the mirror world. In the mirror world, she appeared as a towering figure, advising everyone to remain calm as this alternate realm is purely based on spiritual consciousness. If someone lacks a method beyond the slave family's knowledge, they will not be able to utilize their powers here. Fang Tangren brandished his spear upon confirming the woman's identity as a member of the Miqing sect, deeming her a monster that needed to be eliminated. The woman effortlessly overpowered the city lord with a simple gesture. Xiaowu has come to understand the challenge of dealing with this woman. She informed Chan that with the weapon he created, he could certainly defeat her. Xiaoyin stated that he should feel free to utilize his spiritual consciousness to alter weapons since she and Xiaowu had different ways of defending themselves. So, how were they taken in the first place? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let us proceed. Chan converted the spiritual consciousness into a bazooka. Chan yelled at the bitch to eat this. As he launched the bazooka, the lady snorted, certain that it was simply a little hidden weapon that she could deflect with one hand. But she was mistaken, as the sword penetrated her hand and traveled directly to her forehead. The bomb detonated as soon as it reached her forehead, shattering the mirror underneath Chan and everyone else. Chan instantly glanced around, pleased that they were back in reality. He recognized the mirror that Lu Rushi had previously used and grabbed it. When he turned behind him, he and his wives were surprised to see both the city lord and Lu Rushi. Neil, referring to Chan as their master. At Yako Auction House, Chan and his wife were in Lu Rushi's study room. The siblings were praised by Chan for all their hard work. "How are things going?" he inquired. She bowed politely and informed him that all the secret agents of Miqing sect had been arrested according to the list he provided. She mentioned that Lu Mimi attempted to disguise herself and escape the city but was apprehended by the guards. Currently, she is confined in a dungeon, anticipating the consequences her superior will face. The city lord stood there with lifeless eyes, resembling a puppet. Chan then instructed the city lord to bring out his spring and autumn knife and pen. Fang Tangren promptly followed his master's orders, examining the spring, autumn knife, and pen closely, and Chan failed to see the value in stealing such items. Xiaowu informed Xiaofan that these items are definitely not as strong as the weapons he crafted. Chan reasoned that they still needed to master the abilities of the inhabitants on the Tianyuan continent. Upon hearing Chan's words, Lu Linglong bowed and assured him that they could explore the secret treasure house of Miqing sect if he didn't like Chunqiu Daebi. There could be many valuable items in there that he may enjoy. Xiaofan was pleased to hear that and chose to go and have a look. There were pink balls bouncing all over the place, with Lu Rushi controlling them, while Chan and the others were inside the secret treasure house of Yako Auction House. Xiaofan was taken aback by the numerous doorways in the secret passage. He was impressed by Lu Rushi's skill in concealing things. Upon stepping into the treasury room, they were greeted by an abundance of treasures. Those things cost an arm and a leg. I couldn't even dream of buying one. Chan grasped one of the riches, and seeing the other's delight, he knew how wonderful they were. The system emerged, and she lied, telling him that it was an ineffective spiritual force that couldn't be used. Xiao Fan glanced at her with disbelief. Xiao Fan hesitantly returned the treasure to where he had discovered it, crying. He informed Xiao Wu, Qi Nin, that they could take any treasure they want. Both Xiao Wu and Xiao Yin expressed their gratitude to Chan, who tearfully climbed the stairs, determined to keep practicing and improve. Chan reached the top and was amazed by the breathtaking view of the 12 cities in Jiangnan. He informed his wife of his intention to build this location into a second global village and then dominate all who have risen. He chose to rename the entire city Global Village Plus. Located at the outskirts of the 12. An elderly gentleman strolled through the woods with an unusual staff. He recalled receiving the item from his mentor, who told him that earth bone, Nashi, was initially used to eliminate his messenger, and then encouraged the monsters to attack the soldiers of the hunting Saint Palace. Now, he will present his powerful Zen staff that calms beasts. Please proceed to capture it. If there are any additional needs, he can inform him. The elderly gentleman accepted the order. The villager who was walking near the old man was killed. The attacker is aware that a suitable demon beast has not been found yet. However, the 12 cities located in the southern region of the Yangtze River will be available shortly. He pondered whether he would need to put up a strong fight once more. Digutuo detected a creature in the close by. He smiled as he recognized that this creature was meant to be a traveler, and he chose to appoint it as the first guardian under his command. The beast he was gazing at was a phoenix that had converted back into its other form that we were all familiar with, and now that he had reached this world, he was relieved that the ascension place was not far from the master. He was pleased that his additional work and training had not gone to waste. When the bald head attacked Xiao Wu, the bird was taken aback and cursed, wondering where the bald head came from. Xiao Wu utilized his fire abilities to target the bald man, yelling for him to perish in flames. However, the bald individual successfully defended against the attack with his staff. Digutuo expertly threw the staff at Xiao Wu, causing chains to appear from it and bind the bird. Xiao Wu began to roar in agony as its powers were being suppressed. Xiao Wu shrunk till he could fit in Digutuo's hand. Xiao Wu was surprised to be caught by this weird person. He inquired about the best course of action. He desperately called out in his thoughts for Master to rescue him. Out of nowhere, Xiao Bai jumped up in a panic. The female fox questioned what's wrong. Xiao Bai mentioned that he had just sensed the presence of his former foe, who was on the way. The fox lady asked who? Xiao Bai responded in annoyance that it's that cheap bird Xiao Wu. In Jiangnan 12 City Gate Street, a bald man stood silently. A dark mist was released from the pot, revealing Chan's face. He was certain that this individual was the son of destiny, sought by the emperor for capture, and he verified the presence of the target in the city. Chan was on the same street where the bald head was, and he told Xiao Wu that this street will need to be completely renovated in the future, and then a large shopping mall will be built. All eyes turned towards the bald man as he began to speak, except for the city lord who seemed unfazed. The old man was pleased to see Chan arrive without delay, sparing him the effort of searching. He kept mentioning that he came from the hunting Saint Mansion. Following the emperor's orders, he requested Master Chan Fan to join him in meeting the emperor. Xiao Wu was furious as she retorted to the bald man who hadn't even considered it, stating that Xiao Fan would never accompany him. Xiao Wu was serious when he told Xiao Fan that Emperor Zun is the most powerful person on the Tianyuan continent, and the hunting Saint Mansion specialized in capturing ascendants for him. If they caught him alive, there would be repercussions. He could not leave. Chan looked at the bald head, and in the back of his mind, he understood that if more individuals in their global community rose, he wondered, wouldn't they be in danger? What Chan did not realize is that he is the one who is in the most serious risk since he is the son of destiny. Perhaps, this will reveal the truth to us as soon as possible, along with other unexplained explanations to why he is so strong but does not realize how powerful he is. Chan intended to capture this person and then interrogate them. He commanded his pets and the city lord to launch an attack on him. Digutuo's muscles expanded, and a dark aura enveloped him as he prepared to deflect the attack. He deflected the city lord's attack using his staff. As soon as he emerged from the pot, Xiao Wu turned on his former master and launched an attack. Chan was surprised when his pet turned aggressive, but he managed to defend himself by creating a barrier. The bird ascended into the sky, and Xiao Wu inquired if it was his pet. Xiao Fan affirmed this, but he also noticed that it was under the control of the monk. Chan instructed his dog to handle Xiao Wu, and he plans to eliminate that monk. Xiao Bai assured his master not to worry, as he is very experienced in defeating Xiao Wu. Xiao Bai engaged the phoenix with his green energy, while the phoenix retaliated with its fiery power. Chan smiled, aware that Xiao Wu had never been Xiao Bai's match. Xiao Bai will have no trouble defeating him. Lightning crackled in Chan's fist as he prepared to strike the bald head who was distracted by the city lord. He struck the bald head on his chest, but the elderly man remained unfazed. This is just a friendly reminder that Chan is not One Punch Man. Chan was surprised that his punch had no effect. His face was about to be grabbed by the bald head, but Chan swiftly moves and seizes the old man's hand. He proceeded to press his hand against his body and maintain the position. The bald individual was taken aback upon witnessing this. Chan then used the 1-inch punch or a similar technique. Upon being pushed back, he was taken aback by the unconventional technique that Chan employed. He proceeded to toss the pot into the air, releasing a dark energy that empowered the elderly man, causing him to grow larger and more powerful. Digutuo struck the former city lord with his backhand, informing him that he is not meant to be a traveler and should not involve himself in this matter. Digutuo proceeded to strike the child with the dark energy surrounding his fist. Chan snorted and seized Digutuo's gigantic arm. He proceeded to flip the elderly man with his arm and forcefully brought him down to the ground, causing the man to cry out in pain. Xiao Fan stood with his arms crossed, instructing the old man to give up, promising to spare his life. Digutuo begins to repeat his words, stating, "He is destined to be a traveler," repeatedly. Chan was frustrated by the repetitive comments from the bald individual. Digutuo jumped up fast and utilized his pot to trap Chan within it. Xiao Wu and Xiaoyin were concerned for him. The old man believed he had emerged victorious and commanded the phoenix to eliminate the others, claiming they were not involved with the traveler. He then chuckled. Xiao Wu threatened him that if he attempted to abduct Xiao Fan, she would fight him. All of a sudden, the pot began to crack, and a surge of energy spread throughout the area. The pot broke into pieces, and the old man protected himself from the blast as he was shocked. Chan's body was enveloped in a blue aura as he emerged from the pot. Chan expertly manipulated the aura surrounding his body, transforming it into a powerful ball of lightning known as the Royal Thunderball Lightning. Digutuo was surrounded by a dark aura as he was enraged because of the destruction of his 1,000 years of hard work, vowing to make Chan pay. He hurled the powerful lightning ball at the old man while reprimanding him for being too talkative. Digutuo summoned a peculiar creature with 6 arms. The strange creature seized the Royal Thunderball Lightning. As soon as the individual caught the ball, the ground beneath them cracked. Chan smiled as golden lightning crackled in his hand. He directed his finger towards the peculiar creature with 6 arms, causing lightning to strike and damage both the creature and the old man. The attack was incredibly strong, causing damage to nearby shops and buildings. Xiao Wu and Xiaoyin had to protect themselves from the dust. Digutuo hesitated to resort to this tactic, but he realized it was necessary given the overwhelming strength of Chan's lightning technique. A dark aura emerged as Digutuo began to draw in the dark energy within his chest. He was fully aware that once he took this step, there was no going back. He informed the young man that he compelled him to do this. As he merged with the being he summoned earlier, he grew larger, and arms emerged from his back. He then began to express his technique, and additional heads sprouted from his original one. His new form was completed, as he called it. The angry-eyed Vajra. Chan's mouth fell in surprise as he questioned whether this was a giant spirit god or the demon king Bo Sun, since this person resembled a titan. Digutuo made the decision to crush Chan beneath his feet. The shockwave from his foot was so intense that Xiaowu and Xiaoyin had to protect themselves from it. Chan survived because his ice technique pierced his foot. Digutuo cried out in agony as he tumbled to the ground, while Chan hovered in the air enveloped in ice shaped like a heart, surrounded by a mysterious blue energy. He utilized this energy to create an avatar of the Monkey King. Digutuo stood up, intrigued by the monkey carrying a stick. Avatar of the Monkey King raised his staff in preparation for an attack, while Chan felt let down by Digutuo for claiming to be a practitioner without recognizing the powerful Monkey King. The Monkey King avatar forcefully struck the staff on the head of the angry-eyed Vajra, causing him to recoil in pain. Phoenix and Xiao Bai continued to engage in a fierce battle, exchanging rapid attacks. As the Monkey King began to fade away, Chan landed on the ground and inquired, "What other tricks does the bald donkey have?" The elderly man lay on the ground, battered and bruised, struggling to come to terms with his defeat. His belongings spilled onto the ground, causing the top piece to shatter. Xiao Wu woke up suddenly when he realized he was no longer under someone's control. He transformed into his alternate state and lost consciousness as he began to descend. Before he could hit the ground, Xiao Bai skillfully positioned his back to cushion the fall. Chan begins to give Xiao Wu an unusual medication that would cure him. Everyone was concerned, and Xiao Wu inquired about his well-being. Chan reassured that Xiao Wu is just exhausted and will be fine in a few days, so there's no need to worry. Chan surveyed the aftermath of the damage caused by him, the elderly man, and his pets. He is aware that the monk was sent away by Emperor Zun and possessed significant power. He should be detained without causing harm, as he may have potential future use. It's unfortunate that a well-developed city was destroyed in this manner, Chan stated. He beamed with optimism as he saw the situation as a chance to reshape the city according to his vision. He proposed to Xiao Wu that they explore the process of constructing a new Earth city. Xiao Wu expressed concern and inquired about their next steps upon Emperor Zun finding out their whereabouts. She wondered if they should run? Chan smiled confidently, stating that they simply needed to improve Earth City. Emperor Zun will have an awesome experience when he visits. Now, this Emperor Zun appears to be much more powerful than Digutuo, so when Chan and Emperor Zun fight, Chan will be forced to use more of his power that he has yet to discover. I'm very interested and excited to see what happens in the next few chapters. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Thanks for watching.